Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all in the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all in the grind, Zorn. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure?
It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee?
I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it.
Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Oh, hey, good evening. We played the morning grind intro today, but hey, that's all right. It's the evening. I screwed up. I had the wrong thing on, but hey, that's all right. It's been a while since we've seen the morning grind intro, so we're going to go over, if I can, I'll switch it over to, well, I'm not sure why it's not letting me switch down to the wind down theme. Oh, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Stray. Hey, Sable. Welcome. There is a lot going on tonight. I have been working on a lot of stuff that I want to show you. There is a lot of stuff that I want to show you, but I'm not even sure that it's all going to work. I mean, I have been deep in this since last Wednesday, right? Yeah, so last Wednesday was our last stream, and I have been deep into the development here, but I'm not sure if it's gotten all the way to where I'm even going to be able to show you on stream. We're going to see, though. I'm going to be testing out a bunch of stuff. We're going to see. I still do not understand. It's on my list of things to do. I'm not sure why Nightbot says remote server returned code 400. I'm not sure. That's on my list. I still have tons and tons of notes here about things I have to look at, and that's one of them. So I'm not sure why Nightbot reports that. But I will find out. We did see that, hey, that before the stream started, Sable Phoenix bang spawned in, and you can bang spawn in during during the entire stream tonight to put a character in the tavern. But the bot, which is Nightbot, that is actually looking for the bang commands, doesn't join the stream until a couple of it said 3 or 4 minutes or something like that, until after a stream has started, before Nightbot recognizes that the stream has started, and then it joins. And then, so I'm not sure what it does with commands that come in before the stream starts. So so this is a good test. So Sable Phoenix bang spawned in at 7:40, roughly 20 minutes before this started. Stray came in and bang spawned basically as soon as this started. And I do see here, I'll put this up. I will show you that it looks like Stray got in. So maybe maybe the 400 command had something to do with it, the command, or the weird thing not entering before. Oh, what did I say it was? What did it say? Remote server returned 400. Maybe that was a response to maybe Sable's command that was, hey, before this started, and then maybe Stray bang spawned in when this started, because I do see that Stray has a character in here, a Weary Pilgrim. So that looks like Stray's character that was just bang spawned in, and it doesn't look like it bang spawned in for Sable. So maybe that's it. Maybe that error code was saying, hey, I don't know what to do. The code, maybe the stream wasn't live yet. I will find out. It's still on my list. But it looks like it took Stray's bang spawn when it didn't take Sable's. But if you are here tonight and you have not bang spawned in a character, we're not going to be sending characters into the Blood Well tonight. I'm going to be showing you my system for trying to battle test the combat system. And I'm not quite finished with it yet. I don't want to send your characters through until I know that the battle system, the combat system is ready, and also all of the AI systems are ready. Because there is no resurrection here. Once you die, you die. So we will see. Okay, so what's going on in the comments? Let's see. Oh, Sable Phoenix just bang spawned in an unlucky acolyte. Okay, no, one of the first things that you're going to see, let me turn this off. Now, this is something new, because actually I said that by Wednesday I want to complete the whole game loop. Now, that doesn't mean the whole game's playable, but I wanted to complete the whole Zorn's Dungeon game loop by Wednesday. And actually last Thursday, I just completely put my head in this project, and I just completely turtled under, and I actually completed the whole game loop. Now, there are still a lot of problems with it that I'm still trying to fix, but I actually turned the whole game loop back on itself, and I got that done on Thursday. So one of the things that you're going to notice here is that we have an unlucky acolyte, and all of our characters now, which actually should, let's see, is that bang spawning correctly? We should be, what is going on here? I said there would be lots of things. Oh, maybe the remote server return code 400 is some kind of problem with it trying to report back, because it should be reporting back in the comments. Hey, that this one is, you've got a character who is, in the tavern in some way. That's interesting, because normally it says whatever, you're in the comments, an unlucky acolyte is rolling dice in the corner of the tavern or something like that. So maybe that has something to do with the code 400. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look at that in great. Oh, hey, Better with Bacon. Welcome. Maybe that has something to do with it, because it should report back when it reports back in the chat. And we're calling this the dog tag. Now, I don't really like the styling of the dog tag, because the dog tag over here kind of looks like the rarity marker, especially because we've had an ultra rare come in, which was like in gold. So here are the rarity markers, like, rare over here. But we have the dog tag over here, and you need the character's dog tag. Now, because there are two ways to interact with your character. This is one of the things that I ended up with in order to close the game loop last Thursday. I said, we need some way, if the character escapes the blood well and gets all the way through, which I will show you, we need some way to be able to return the character from the safe zone, the stable, all the way back to the tavern in order to be able to run through again. But you could do that by typing in a code and your character's name. Right now, for level 0 characters, the name is something like an unlucky acolyte. Okay, but we said that once you go to level 1, we want there to be a way to rename your character, and your name could be, you could rename your character to, Zobathon the Bloodied or something like that. But we really don't want to have someone type in, the command for Zobathon the Unlucky if you're on your phone or something like that, or even if you're on a keyboard. I want there to be a much faster way to access your character than that. So I created this thing called the dog tags. So an unlucky acolyte for Sable Phoenix can now be accessed by writing in an unlucky acolyte, or by typing in the command, by typing in the dog tag. So these dog tags are 4 alphanumeric characters that uniquely identify a character, so that you don't have to type out your character's name the entire time in order to return them. And you know what? I'm thinking right here, do I actually need the number? I actually think I have it set so you don't have to type out the number. Let me write that down someplace on my long list of things to do. I really feel like I've gotten myself into something here. I'm going to show you how it works, Sable. Do I need $sign on dog tags? I actually don't think I do. Let me show you what I've got here. So I think I prepped this right. We're going to find out. So here is the and see, it says Zorn's Dungeon up here, but this is the tavern. I need to clearly say this is the tavern. So this is the tavern right here. This is everyone who's potentially available for the draft right here. And there are 72 souls currently in the tavern, several of which are wanderers, which I have artificially inserted for the purposes of even tonight's simulation. Once you are from the tavern, then we will go over to the holding cell. This is where we will draft individuals to go into the blood well. So that's the purpose of the holding cell. I'm just giving you an overview of the whole game because I made the game loop. So now when you go to the blood well, after you've been in the holding cell for a certain amount of time and we're ready, then we will go into the blood well. This is the blood wells page. This is where all the fighting takes place. This is where a lot of action will happen. People will die, people will live, people will, whatever, kill things here in the blood well. After the blood well is complete, we will go to the winch room. That's W-I-N-C-H, not W-E-N-C-H. That's very different. We'll go to the winch room where we will extract all of the characters, living or dead, from the blood well, and we will get stats on everything that happened to them and also send in goblin medics to help people out who might be hurt. After the winch room, there are 3 different destinations where the characters can go after the winch room. The first one is, let's say, the graveyard. What is going on here? Oh, I have none interred. Oh, that's strange. But I do have the graveyard. So the graveyard is functional. So if the character died, I'm wondering why things aren't showing up here. But like I said, I did a whole bunch of things, but I'm not sure that it's all going to be functional for this demonstration. But I did have it all work. So now we go to the graveyard. So I have souls interred 0 for some reason, although there are global deaths 18. So we're saving all of the characters. Death is permanent, but if you are dead when you hit the winch room, there's this button up here that says sort and dismiss. Once we hit sort and dismiss, you will either go to the graveyard if you are dead, and that will be a permanent memorial for your character. it will be in the graveyard. Or if you are injured, but you have money, then you will go to the infirmary. And I thought I was going to show people who in the graveyard, because we killed people last time, and I'm not sure why there is nobody in the graveyard right now. I have been working on so many kinds of bugs and trying to get things going on, but there should be people in the graveyard because we killed people last time. And I was looking at people in the graveyard. Actually, let me go over here and let me just, let me look at characters. Where is location? Yeah, it looks like I should not have that pound sign. In the database, the dog tags of the characters do not have the pound sign. So I don't need that pound sign to be showing up on the screen, because that's confusing. People are going to write in pound sign. I was trying to make that easy. I was trying to make the dog tags easy. And then I introduced, hey, here's the pound sign to enter, when nobody actually needs to enter the pound sign. Where is the... Where's the location of the characters? I'm looking right now. Oh, Lord have mercy. Armor, dog tag, care date, wound log, initiative, temporary, greed, owner, handle. I'm looking through the database right now. Location, right here. Okay, so let's sort ascending. Oh, well, the locations currently say that nobody is in the graveyard. There we go. Okay. A battered gnome tinker just moved. That's one of the wanderers. So it just moved to the graveyard. So there we go. So a battered gnome tinker is now dead. He's in the graveyard. Probably that was a problem with some of the wanderers when I was trying to play test. Might have moved them accidentally out of the graveyard. We will see. Stray says, somehow if I take no damage, do I go to the winch room or just cry? If you take no damage in the blood well, everybody in the blood well will end up in the winch room. Okay, so that gives me the graveyards. Okay, so the graveyard is working. If you're in the graveyard, you will go to the graveyard. So there we go. The other option is the infirmary. We talked about that, where there is real-time healing in the infirmary. So the infirmary is here. Right now, no one is in the infirmary. But it works. It did work. And then over here, the stable. Okay, so this right here is the stable. The stable is the name of the inn where if you get through, then you get to hang out. And so in this case, as a test, we're going to see if this works right here as a test. We have Zorn's Dungeon, the stable, and sanctuary. I have one of my characters, a penniless acolyte, who has made it here to the stable. In order to make the gameplay circle, I have to have some way to get this character out of the stable and back to the tavern where he's eligible for the draft. Okay, so this is what I worked on Thursday. So we're going to try this out. So if I hit, and the command is going to be bang T, and for a penniless acolyte, I need his dog tag. Let's see if this is it. So rather than having to type the whole character's name, okay, a penniless acolyte, this is it. So instead, it's been since Thursday since I've tried this out. So this character's dog tag is T4FA. So if I go over here and I say T4FA. So bang T, because bang, that means tavern. I want to send somebody to the tavern. So bang T is tavern. Okay, and that will only send somebody to the tavern if they are currently in the stable. So if you have a stabled character, which right now I am the only one with a stabled character, and if I hit bang T and then enter their dog tag, let's see what happens. Maybe it won't work. Oh, it looks like it did. Okay, so bang T. Okay, that was recognized. Nightbot says, and I still have this double at problem that's still on the list, but I see double at Heath Robinson, a penniless acolyte. T4FA has grabbed a pint and is now active in the tavern. Great. Oh, look. Okay, right there at the top now, a penniless acolyte has returned. That completes the game loop. Now, that does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that everything is right, by absolutely no means, but that does complete the game loop. We can take characters from the tavern, send them to the holding cell. From the holding cell, send them into the blood well to fight. From the blood well, they will be winched up into the winch room. Then they will be sorted after that to the graveyard for those who are dead, the infirmary, those who need to heal, and the stable for those who need, who are ready to go on another adventure. And then you, from the chat, can bang T. I didn't make it bang tavern. I was trying to make this as easy to put into the chat as possible. That's why I came up with the idea of the dog tags. But I've got to remove the number from the Zorn's Dungeon tavern right here, because you don't need to type the number sign. That's dumb. I was trying to make this easy. It just needs to show the 4 numbers. If you type bang T and then your character's dog tag, then it will move that character back from the stable into the tavern and be ready to go again. Okay, so that's actually a little bit of there's a lot of things that are behind, but that's actually a little bit ahead of schedule, because I was thinking that by last time we streamed, I said that by next Wednesday, we need to complete the whole game loop. Okay, well, actually, by the end of Thursday, I had completed the whole game loop. So that is the game loop. You can now create a character in the tavern, send them all the way through all the different locations, and then bang T that character's dog tag and bring them back to the tavern from the stable. Okay. So that means that the entire game system works. Now, what doesn't work is basically the blood well. There's a lot of things that's going on in the blood well that are not right. And I have actually been trying basically all day to create tools to help me diagnose the problems in the blood well. And because in order to even because the combat system of a Hacked Edge is so complicated that I need to create custom tools in order to make sure that I know that what is being executed in the blood well is actually correct. Okay, so we can't actually send people into the blood well yet, because I am at the current time not sure that the combat system is correct. And right now, I do not believe the helmet system or the shield system is working. And then beyond that, at a higher level, I do not believe the AI that is controlling movement and targeting is working. I haven't been able to confirm that. I've got to create tools to confirm it. But nonetheless, okay, but I'm feeling good about that. So we just proved that the whole loop does work. So you can send people through this, get them to the stable if they survive, and then back to the tavern. Now, even though the game loop works, there's another element of this that is not satisfying, in that I have not included the experience system or a way to spend gold. So we need to have characters gaining experience, because when you get all the way to the stable, you should have additional experience, right? And I started to try to program that in with experience that different monsters will give, but I haven't finished that yet. So that's why we can't really go forward with it right now, because we can't, just because you go through it, you just be going back to the beginning, but you don't have anything to show for it. We need you to have experience for it, or you need to have treasure for it that you can spend on different things. So that's why I say on the most rudimentary level, we now have proved that this is no longer theoretical, which, by the way, I'm very proud of. Like last Thursday, I said I'm very proud of this, that I've now proved this whole cycle here, the whole game loop is no longer theoretical. It's actually reality. The whole thing works. From here on out, we're going to be improving every part of the game cycle and gameplay as we go. But it's no longer theoretical. Yes, this is actually something you can do. This actually works. We have closed the loop here. now everything is making it better. Okay, so now where am I? Okay, let's go over here to the combat simulator. And really, with the combat simulator, and I have to do this through, let's see, I have to run this through Chrome, which I think I am here with. Let's see. Okay, this is the combat simulator, and originally I just built this out for the purposes of trying to run combat, and it's just expanded and exploded because the combat system is so complicated. The number of lines of code that even runs the combat system began surpassing Gemini's ability to parse it all in one single context window. And so then what I had to do this afternoon, I was like, okay, we gotta make this work. But even this, we got to refactor all of the test combat code and really get it structured correctly according to coding best practices, so that we're not just, submitting, this like 2,000 lines of combat code and stuff like that every time. We got to get this straightened out. So I spent a significant time this afternoon just refactoring the combat code in order to actually have something that would even work. I'm going to show you something, and I'm not even sure if it's going to work, so it might be next time. This is something that I did. This was last night and early this morning. One of the problems that I was having is that I wasn't even able to understand what was happening in the blood well because it was all moving too fast. Okay, I was like, this is not working. It's moving too fast. I have got to come up with some other way to do it. So I realized we need some kind of graphical way to show what's going on. So I spent no insignificant amount of time trying to come up with, how do I want to display this on stream when people are fighting in the blood well? So I did this by trying to come up with what I call the Jumbotron. This is probably not going to work right now because I'm not even sure where we were. But let's have an example. And it will probably not work, but okay. So now I just spawned some fighters into the zone. Let's say that we're going to have this irritable merchant's guard fighting an acolyte over here. I also did rip out all the old Gells and things like that. I was not happy with the way that the monsters were working, so I ripped all of those out, and then I rewrote a whole new monster draft algorithm for the stream, or for the blood well. I'm not sure if it's perfect yet, but I think it's better than what was there, and I think we have better monsters than what was there, but I still don't really like the monsters. I've got to fix them even more. But nonetheless, like, okay, an acolyte is one of the monsters that we have. I was trying to come up with a systematic way to import OSE monsters into the Hacked Edge monsters table. And I made some progress into that, about maybe 60 or 70% progress, but not 100% progress. But it was better than I think what I had in there, and a better draft system than what I had in there. But nonetheless, here in this practice environment, which we did see a few sessions ago when we were trying to practice combat, I can say, okay, I want an irritable merchant's guard to be attacking this practice acolyte. Let me see what happens when I say PC melee. We're just going to see. Okay, PC melee. Oh, okay. Oh, it sucks, but you can see we have a graphic. Oh, okay. Okay, so that didn't look exactly the way that I wanted it to look. So, okay, well, I guess I'll fix it next time. But you can see that what happened, I'll hit monster melee. Well, it's not liking that. We'll go to something else. What does it report down here? Combat concluded. Clear the cage to fight again. Okay, well, let's just do that. But what we're going to have, and I wish I hadn't shown that then. We are going to have a screen that pops up that's going to actually show our heroes and show what happens when they fight. That was really anticlimactic because I guess my HTML and CSS has been screwed up. It was looking really good about 1 o'clock this afternoon, but now I guess it's screwed up again. But we will move to what I call the Jumbotron, with the attack, and you saw there were graphics there. We will have images of the PC of the bad guy. We will have the stat cards there, and that way we don't just have like a bunch of things flying on some battle log at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and we can't even figure out what was going on, because I couldn't even assess the combat, because I would hit a button and then all of a sudden, okay, boom, there you go. It's a computer, so in 1/10 of a second, everything that is necessary to resolve this combat is done, or less than that. And output. Now, is that right? Did you like that, Heath? I couldn't even tell. So I created this jumbotron that we're going to go to whenever a combat occurs that will show the heroes and the heroes and the monsters. Let me see if I can find a better image of that. Okay, let me bring this up. Which one is this one? 23. So obviously something has happened to it. Obviously, let me remove that. This is what it looked like about 1 o'clock this afternoon. What is going on? Just let me. Okay, so here's what it looks like. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. So we will have the PC over here looking away from us in a 3/4 view. We will have the name of the character up here, in this case, a dust-covered wizard's apprentice. Hey, John, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. HP and stamina. And then over here on this side, and I did move him a little bit, but this is close to what it's going to look like. Over here, we will have our acolyte over here. We will have his HP and his stamina reported. And then down here at the bottom, we will have a battle log reporter that is explaining what's going on. Did anyone play the game Shining Force? I did, and that was my brother's game on the Genesis. I remember, I think he got it for his birthday or something, but we all played it quite a bit. Shining Force. I realized we need something like, okay, when people attack, we need to slow this down a bit so that we can actually see and understand what is happening on the screen. And so Shining Force used a battle screen that was kind of like this, that I've taken inspiration from. Where you have the good guy, in this rear 3/4 view, and the bad guy facing you, and then there's animations and whatever, and it reports the combat actions to you down beneath. So, like I said, I thought I was ready for everything today, but okay, so that you could see when I played it live that it came up, but it had obviously been kind of screwed up, so I got to figure out how to not screw that up again. But that's what it looked like earlier today, and what it will look like again. There will be this kind of battle screen that animates the characters and reports the combat back. Sable hasn't heard of it, but Stray says, I played the one with Toma. SF was awesome. It had a calculation system. I'm not sure what that is. You're talking about Shining Force? Well, okay. But anyway, so that's what happens when these guys, when they attack. I'm going to take this down. So we're going to see that kind of screen when they attack. I said, let's just stop that. No. Oh, you were on the PlayStation? Oh, okay. We played it on Sega. So we played that on Sega. It was one of the earlier games that we got for the Sega. My brother said, I remember for his birthday, he said, I want some kind of medieval game for his birthday. And he got Shining Force. I think we went to the game shop and he picked Shining Force out for his birthday. And then we played it quite a bit. Okay, so I needed some way to diagnose this combat. And I'll tell you what's wrong with this combat right now. What is still wrong with this combat, even though I've been working with it for hours today, is that the shields and the helmets are not working appropriately. But I was like, I can't just diagnose this game and is anything wrong with it or not by stepping through on the graphical screen. I just can't do that. So what I decided to do, and this took quite a bit of time and it's still not finished yet, but I wanted this button right here, which is generate a 200 round AI combatant simulation between two different people and report back to me exactly what happened so that I'll be able to analyze what it is, that happened. So this imports all of the wanderers that are currently sitting there. So I can say a dust-covered city guard, which has 5 HP, and then I can say, hey, let's send him up against the bandit number 2, and then I can say, hey, let's generate 200 rounds of combat between the dust-covered city guard and the practice bandit. And then when I do that, it runs the entire combat and reports back the numbers, because that's what I need to know. I don't need to know what happened in any one particular combat, because that doesn't tell me anything, because I mean, we're rolling dice here. So nothing is important with one single type of combat. What matters is like in aggregate. So I said, hey, let's run 200 combats between those two people, between those two characters, 100 combats when the PC goes first and has initiative, and then 100 combats when the monster goes first and has initiative. Initiative is very important. Attacking for, especially at low levels. I mean, I'll tell you what's important in this game. Wearing armor and attacking first. Okay, which makes sense for dungeon crawling. I mean, it does. Like, what do you want to do if you're in the middle of a dungeon crawl? Wear a lot of armor and also attack the foes first, okay? And that holds out here. So let's say here. So I can, evaluate this with AI, but here is the entire combat log. If I want to know what happened here, iteration 39, iteration 40, iteration 41, exactly what happened in this combat, except for I don't think the shields and helmets are working. So batch number 1, the first 100 attacks, the PC wins initiative and goes first. The PC had a win rate of 94%, meaning the monster was slain. The PC was defeated 6% of the time, which means the PC was forced to stop fighting. And I have the PC was forced to stop fighting can happen in one of 3 ways, or any of 3 ways. The PC can be immediately dead, which means they were dropped to a negative HP total, health point total. And they failed their save versus death, in which case they are immediately dead. If they pass their save within, is it 5 or 3? I forget where I am right now. They will be reeling. If they pass it outside of that, they are incapacitated. So this tells me that right now that because what did I say? That was a something versus some kind of bandit. A dust cover. Oh, this was city guard versus bandit. This was a city guard versus a bandit. In that case, when the city guard attacked first, the PC won 94% of the time, was only defeated 6% of the time, and was completely dead 5% of the time, and was incapacitated 1 time with no reeling results. And that combat on average lasted 1.2 turns. So that's like 1 out of 5 times we passed to the bandit. So this means if the city guard, which is not like a gnome apprentice, whatever, like some kind of magic user, it is a city guard. If the city guard gets the drop on the bandit, he will win this 94% of the time. Batch 2, he is still able to win quite a bit, but like the shields and this, we can't consider this the definitive, like, combat thing here, because we're not considering shields and helmets. For some reason, we're not doing that, and I realized that at about 4 or 5:30 this afternoon, and was furiously typing to try to make sure that helmets and shields were being taken into account, but I never quite got there. So this doesn't really tell me, the whole breakdown. I can't make game decisions based on this because I don't think my simulator is right yet, right? We got to make sure the simulator is right in order to make actually game design decisions about what's going on here. But not including helmets and shields, well, the PC win rate was 76%, meaning the monster was slain when the monster, the bandit in this case, got the initiative. The PC was defeated 94% of the time. And when the PC was defeated, well, we have the PC dead 18 out of 100 times and incapacitated 6 out of 100 times and never got the reeling result. And this time, the average number of exchanges was 1.32. So this did go to 1.32 rounds on average. This all sounds pretty brutal, and yes, it is, but it's brutal by design. I can't, like I said, I can't actually make design choices based off of this because the simulation itself is not right. This is just as far as I got to before I was going live today. But once I get the simulation right, then I will be able to make game design decisions about, like, okay, these two people fought each other 100 times or 200 times, 100 times with this person going first, 100 times with this person going first. What happens? This is pretty brutal. Absolutely it is. But remember, we're talking about 0th level combat. So, I mean, I'm trying to simulate a 0th level I'm calling it the blood well. I'm not calling it, but the gauntlet, the funnel, whatever you want to call it. This is not one 0th level PC that's going in. We're expecting about 12 0th level PCs to go in. And life at level 0 is brutal. I mean, life at level 0 is brutal. So. Let's see. I think this guy does have a shield and a helmet or something like that. So that's going to help him out quite a bit. But still, attacking first and wearing armor is a big deal. Let's go back over here. I'm going to take that off. Let's refresh here. Let's load in the fighters to the cage. Like, I can look at this. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's look at a dust-covered wizard's apprentice. Okay, that person only has 2 HP. Now, I can come down here and I can control a bunch of stuff. So this person has no helmet. Why is this person wearing medium armor? Oh my God. I have been fighting this afternoon the armor, like, all the time. Like, get their freaking armor right. Why is a wizard's apprentice wearing medium armor? I absolutely know for a fact that it says in the database that person should be wearing no armor. But nonetheless, we've got medium armor on the Wizard's Apprentice right now. Cutthroat Captain. Okay. Let's run a 200 rounds and let's just see what happens. Okay, so the PC win rate in this time, I mean, because this is now we're seriously handicapping the Wizard's Apprentice, even though for some reason apparently the Wizard's Apprentice is wearing medium armor, which it should not be, which makes me very angry because I've been fighting this all afternoon, getting just the armor right. Lord. But the Wizard's Apprentice is still at a disadvantage because we have not coded in spells yet. Like, I don't have a way to say that the Wizard's Apprentice is going to be casting spells against the captain. So we're just simulating physical combat. I realize this is what I need to do in order to get the entire game operational, because there's so many different things. I literally picked like the most complicated thing you can possibly do in order to like program some type of game or something. A role-playing game like this is probably one of the most complicated things you can possibly do. The other kinds of games that I've designed would be so much less complicated. But this is like maximal complication. And so like I can't even get armor class right at the moment. But like, okay, so the Wizard's Apprentice is obviously not supposed to be standing toe-to-toe in combat with the cutthroat captain over here. Obviously not supposed to be doing that. Should be casting spells, but at the moment, the spell casting system is integrated. So we're just doing toe-to-toe fighting, and so I want to get that right before I expand to, spells and thief skills and all of that. Like, can I just get the combat right? So here, when the wizard's apprentice fights a cutthroat captain, the PC win rate is only 41%, the monster being slain, with the apprentice being killed 59% of the time. And then, the PC being defeated 59% of the time, dead 43 out of 100 times, incapacitated 13 out of 100 times, and left reeling 3 out of 100 times. Reeling is the status where, you are negative hit points, but you have managed to save yourself enough that you could possibly cast a spell on yourself or drink your own potion, some kind of how save yourself. So the pacing says that this took an average of 1.55 exchanges. So that did take a little bit of time here. The monster wins initiative. If the monster wins initiative on this wizard's apprentice, though, PC is only winning 14% of the time. Otherwise, 86% of the time, the PC is defeated, 60% of the time dead immediately, 17% of the time dead immediately, or incapacitated, and reeling 9% of the time. But it still takes 1.48 average exchanges. The tabletop scholar, welcome. The tabletop scholar says, are you making a text adventure game? Well, kind of basically, yes. I'm implementing the hacked edge that we have been working on here on live stream in a digital environment. I guess that's good to recap on what I'm doing here, because we have been making the hacked edge rule system, and now I'm taking the rule system and trying to implement it digitally in an online form. I put all of the information that I have about all the characters into a database that is accessible online, so I can access it through API and then be able to use those rules in order to create a game that is accessible through the YouTube system. So the tabletop scholar, actually, you're here. I need you to do a test here. I need you to type bang spawn. That's ! spawn. Let's get the tabletop scholar with a character in here. The incredible part of this is that as I'm testing this, we have a command here that you can enter into the system, which is ! spawn, and then it will spawn a character for you. Okay, so there we go. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see if we get that coming in. Tabletop scholar has bang spawned in. There we go. The tabletop scholar. There we go. You are now in the tavern. Here we are in the tavern. Oh, so the remote server returned code 400 must have something to do with the response to letting people know that their character has successfully spawned. So that must be what's coming in instead of letting me know that the character has successfully spawned. So I will look at that, because we should have. Last time we had, hey, your character is rolling dice in the tavern or is drinking a pint or something like that. Okay, but nonetheless, it did work. So it's the return, the confirmation of the return in the chat that I got to work on. But yes, right, the tabletop scholar, we have succeeded. So now you have a character in the game. You have a haggard squire, dog tag JCCA, strength 10, dex 13, con 9, intelligence 17. Well, we have a high intelligence squire here, wisdom 8, charisma 10, HP 6, wielding an arming sword, and with no magic. So the tabletop scholar, that character is now logged in the system and will be eligible. I have not turned people loose into the blood well. We're getting close to the end tonight, so let me just show what's happening. So if you're coming in late, so we now have 74 different souls here in the tavern. And that means that these people are now eligible for the draft. Now, I'm not drafting anybody right now to go into the dungeon because death is permanent in this game. There is no way to get a character back. So I'm not going to actually send your characters into the dungeon until I know that all of the combat system is worked out and is perfect, and also all of our AI system is perfect. But you can bang spawn in if you are watching in order to stack up characters as kind of like, well, the stable is another word, but you can stack up characters when you bang spawn into the tavern, creating different characters. There's a global cooldown of 30 seconds on bang spawn. That's exclamation point spawn, in order to create characters. So once we have enough characters and my system is ready, we will then go from the tavern right here into the holding cell, and the holding cell will draft 12 characters that have been made into the holding cell that are standing there in the tavern. Once we have 12 characters ready in the holding cell, you will be able to change your greed. Oh, that was another thing that I did. Your 2 character stats that you have control of while your character is in the holding cell, you can only change this in the holding cell, is greed and zeal. Yes, Stray says, tell them about greed and zeal. Okay, because I did make a change here, because I changed the way that greed and zeal operated. So while you're in the holding cell, you can bang zeal or bang greed. Right now, there are no characters in the holding cell. But if you're in the holding cell, you will be able to bang zeal or bang greed in order to alter the personality of your character while they're in the dungeon. Previously, you independently assigned bang zeal and bang greed. So you could say, everybody started with a 3 in zeal and a 3 in greed. That's no longer the case anymore. Now, all characters that come in are generated with a random zeal and a random greed. Because what I had was the situation where everybody was coming in and everybody's character had the same personality by default. 3 zeal and 3 greed. I didn't want that to happen. So I decided that, okay, actually what will happen is that we will randomize zeal and greed. Now, you can still change your zeal and greed, but if you don't change your zeal and greed, by default, it will be a random zeal and greed rather than defaulting to 3 and 3. But that also, zeal and greed must always add up to 6. Because it was kind of screwing up my logic with the characters if you have zeal 5 and greed 5. Because zeal means you're going after experience points and killing monsters. Greed means you're going after monsters. So what does it mean if you are maximally greedy and maximally zealous? That didn't really work. So now what will happen is if you enter zeal 5, then your character will be assigned zeal 5 and automatically assigned greed 1. Okay, so it's going to be a balance back and forth, right? So if you want zeal 5 and greed 1, you just hit zeal 5, and then it will take zeal 5, and that will mean that you're automatically confirmed to zeal 1. If you hit zeal 3, it will also mean that you are greed 3. So zeal and greed have to always add up to 6. That way you can be one or the other, or you can have some kind of balance, but you can't be maximum on both of them. So that was another thing that I did over the last few days. So that's how we're going to be talking about people's personalities in there. There we go. This is going to be live. The Tabletop Scholar says, will this be synchronous or asynchronous, like live play or like play by post? This seems fun. Now, at the moment, so what's going to happen here, as we go on, here we go. Once the holding cell is complete and you've assigned zeal and greed, we will then go over here and put everybody into the blood well. Now, with level 0 characters, you don't have any control over your character once they enter the blood well. The AI that I'm working on will run your character and also the monsters. That I'm anticipating that changing as you level up, but everybody's creating a 0. You're bang spawning in with a 0th level character. So then we will throw 12 characters into the blood well. We will draft monsters for them to fight. We will watch them all fight, and we will, see who lives and who dies. So if you're only 0th level characters, we're going to be watching this happen in real time, but there won't be any way for you to change, what your character is doing if you're 0th level in the blood well. If you want to change something about the way they act, you need to bang zeal or bang greed while they're in the holding cell. Then we will watch all of that happen with them in the blood well. once the blood well is complete, and the blood well being complete means all of the party members are dead or all of the monsters are dead, we will then haul everybody up into the winch room. And the winch room is right here, where we will get statistics on the battle that just happened, including who has been killed, how many criticals have been inflicted, how many wounds that they have, how many wounds they have. And by the way, we're tracking individual wounds, not just hit point loss here. We will turn the winch right here and bring up all of the characters into the winch room, take a look at everybody's status who has been fighting, and then we will deploy the goblin medics to try to heal everybody's wounds. The goblins are kind of efficient at that. And then once we've tried to heal everybody's wounds, I mean, that's the best that Zorn can do for you, right? Or the least that Zorn can do for you. Rush in and try to heal you. He doesn't have any magical healers on staff, but he deploys his goblin medics, tries to heal you, and then once everybody has tried to have their wounds healed, we will press sort and dismiss, and everyone from the winch room will go to either the graveyard, which means you are dead, and death is permanent. So everyone who is dead will go to the graveyard. Everybody who is living but has enough cash to pay for healing will go to the infirmary. And by the way, remember that all healing in this game will be done real time. So the wounds that you receive will be healed real time. So if we are playing on live stream and your wounds require 3 days to heal, that means that it will actually require 72 hours of real time before your character is healed to be sent back into the dungeon. I don't want to say eligible to be sent back into the dungeon, because if you have like 3 hit points and you don't want to wait, you got some kind of wound and you don't want to wait for your character to heal, you can say, bring him back in. Go, here we're going. We're wounded, but we're still going in. That'll be your choice. But if you want to leave them in the infirmary, they will heal in the infirmary. And then if they escaped and they are safe, they will go over here to the stable. And we just said that once they're in the stable, you will hit Bang T and their dog tag, and then that will haul them back around to the tavern for another go round. That's the game. Okay. So, right. Yes. Greed means going after loot. Yes. And I just started kind of working on making sure that we have a system in there for tracking who participates in combat, so that if you are somebody who only goes and opens up treasure chests, then you will not have actually participated in the defeat of the monsters in the blood well, so you will not earn as many experience points. I started incorporating that, but I'm not done with that. But yes, greed means you're going after loot. Zeal means you're going after XP. So there you go. Stray says, right, like Bacon has greed 5 because he won't share ice cream. But Zeal 1 is he's prone to using me as a barricade. So there you go. Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like I would have loved to have been able to show off more than that, but that's still a lot. That is still a lot. If you go back and watch where we were last Wednesday, and now here we are on Monday, this is a massively complicated project. But I have thrown myself into it, and I am tackling it. And I've learned ways to how to do this better. Like if I were to try to do this project again today from the beginning, I would do so many things differently. But I am into this now, and I am seeing it through. So the Tabletop Scholar says, have you thought about integrating this as part of an actual game where non-combat is classic RPG play, but combat itself is an automated process, reducing time and creating a viewer experience? I hadn't thought about that. But I guess you could do something like that, where if you were to expose some part of this publicly on the website, which I do need a website for all of this, but I haven't gotten to that yet. But you could say, here are all of my characters, and we've been role-playing and whatever, and now you hit a situation where there is a combat with 3 goblins. So here are my characters, and then here are the 3 goblins. Press enter, and then just get the result of the combat. I have not thought about doing that, but it I mean, it could be done. Right now, the character generator, which I have not gone back to look at, it's been like a month since we've looked at the online character generator for this. The online character generator does not save characters back to the database. So if you're going to do that, you would probably want there to be some way for the database to know that this is your character for your game and it's not part of the online play or something like that. So there you go. Okay. So thank you, Sable. It's really coming along great. So, I mean, yeah, so this has come a long way. Like, I completely underestimated like 3 weeks ago. I was like, hey, I might be able to get the combat done, in another week or something. Turns out I can't do that. It was much more complicated than that. But I am making progress every day. And I need to actually get away from my computer and look at something other than the computer screen. But I've been hammering at this because I think there's really something fun here. So there we go. So I'm going to continue here. I've got some things to work on. We've been going for an hour here tonight. So I plan on streaming again Wednesday night. And I'm going to work on this combat analytics. Because right now, the big thing that I got to do is make sure that the helmet and the shields are working. Because if they're not working, then the analytics that I get back don't work. I can't make any game design system choices until I know that every aspect of the combat is actually working. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to work on that tonight, work on that tomorrow. I will see everybody back here Wednesday night. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Go forth, be creative, and be constructive. Later, everybody.